Welcome to For the Dads. This is episode 4. Whatever you're doing right now, look, we have people calling in from the chair at 3 a.m. trying to get their little one down. Maybe you're on a road trip. Maybe you're in the delivery room right now. I know our boy's going to be in the delivery room here really soon. Actually, this week, as you listen to this, he's probably sitting in the delivery room. But whatever you're doing, make sure you are subscribed to this podcast, subscribe to this channel. We have a new channel. This is the first episode on that channel. All the data, all the information will now be on that channel. But this is at For the Dads Pod on YouTube, For the Dads on Spotify, For the Dads on Apple, at For the Dads Pod on all social channels. Fire me up, Sherm. We have a bunch of shit out there, a lot of stuff that you can subscribe to, help support us. I was in the coffee shop the other day, and a dad was like, "Oh, hey, I loved your clip on Instagram," and I'm like, "Yeah, that's thank you for tuning into the show." He's like, "Oh, it's a show. How do I get on the show?" And he's got his phone out, and I'm helping him navigate to YouTube just to subscribe to our channel, and he was so fired up it got my piss hot. But I'm wondering, these dads, these guys, you have to know, they want to know how to support this channel. That is what you do. There's a little follow button on Spotify. I think there's a plus button on Apple Podcasts, if that's where you're consuming us. If you're on YouTube right now watching the boys spin it, just make sure, please subscribe to the channel, leave comments. The engagement has been off the charts, but we're fired up. Sherm, I know you're nervous, bro. This is the week.
This is the week.
It's
game day.
JP knows what I'm talking about.
And I wish we had the rights to Skrilla so bad. I've been playing Skrilla a lot in the car.
Now, do we get dinged when that comes on, when I drop that, when I drop the beat?
Oh, for sure.
Oh, it does, so I can't. Yeah.
But if you're a listener, you pause this, play Skrilla for like that first 5 seconds, come back.
Yeah, how you feeling, man?
Dude,
okay. Before we get into all that, just letting people know again. We're at the farmers market. Dad loved the hat, repping the Girl Dad stuff. We got For the Dads hats, bwtb.com. That's where you can buy our merch. And again, the biggest thing, especially this week, is that we have launched this channel, the For the Dads Pod channel, on YouTube, on all the platforms. We want to get better at social media. We were having a meeting of the minds, myself, you, and Chef Jack, on how we can engage more. Because there's so many call-ins. Like, shout out to you guys who are using the hotline 601 the dads and calling in. We have 500 plus voicemails over the last few weeks. We're finding a way to kind of segment through those, kind of compartmentalize those. When you do call in, it would be very helpful. And again, if you're tuning into the show for the first time, we talk dad losses, we talk moments we would crack a cold one too. We have a call-in segment. We have dad hacks, what you need in the survival kit, a lesson or a quote or a topic of the week that's kind of been marinating on our minds and hearts to just be better fathers. But we kind of hit those segments in our show. And if you're calling in, you want to leave a voicemail, what helps our boy Chef Jack a lot, our producer who breaks all this stuff down on the back end, if you can just say, at the top when you introduce yourself, this is a dad loss of mine this week, or this is something I could crack a cold one to this week, or this is a quote, topic, or lesson that I've really enjoyed that I think the boys, the dads might like. Or if you want to just vent about your wife beating you down verbally a little bit, and you know that beat down is needed, but you need a place to go in a safe space to talk about it, that's 601 the dad. So please do that for a boy, Chef Jack, behind the camera, and Sherm. Obviously, Sherm will be on somewhat of a paternity leave, but you'll still be in it with the boys because we're a small business. We can't necessarily fully let you just be off work at all times, but you're excited.
Yeah. I'm excited. And also to that point, motherfucked has not gone to the wayside. We're more so introducing dad losses, and motherfucked is really when you're getting motherfucked.
Yeah, because it would be hard every week to come up with a motherfucked moment because, number one, we don't want to just talk about how we're just getting yelled at by our wives and painting the wives in a tough picture. But honestly, it's like those don't happen all the time to where there's a story to share at all times.
Yeah.
And if you looked at getting motherfucked, like that kind of goes underneath the umbrella of like a dad loss. Like, hey, I took a dad L this week with my wife, or I took a dad L with my daughter or my son, or I took a dad L because I'm holding myself accountable and this is a dad L or was a bad moment for myself. So I feel like dad losses is much easier to kind of break down within the scope of talking about our failures as fathers.
It is. It opens it up for us to find more stories. That was a pre-production decision. That was not a decision from our wives saying, hey, what the fuck?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all. But it's like, I don't want to sit here and make up any, you know what I mean? So it's like, hey, I feel like dad losses would give us a lot more to work with in a failure segment.
Yeah. And then also on a more serious note, one of the best problems to have is the problem that we're having that we were talking about in that social media meeting is just how much people are reaching out to us on socials and on the voicemail, which is unreal. Just the amount of times that we get on our pages when we get on the For the Dad's phone and see how much you guys have blown us up. You said it was how many voicemails plus 500?
500 plus. I mean, that the first week we kind of ran it was around like getting close to 300 when you had to take them off, right? Or 180 or something like that, 200?
Yeah.
It's been nuts, man.
And two, on the more serious note, when we do receive a call that we wouldn't be able to play on the show, a dad's going through it, parents are going through it, it's some kind of situation that, like Will and I always say, we are not experts. And so for those situations that need an expert, there's the National Parent and Youth Hotline. They have professional counselors that are ready to talk to somebody 24/7. It's completely free. That number is 855-427-2736. If you really want to get that kind of stuff off your chest, if you need somebody to talk to that is a professional, reach out to them. We called the number ourselves just to vet them. They're awesome. They're awesome.
That's a crack a cold one too right there, Sherm. Because I know you took the liberty of kind of vetting that.
Yeah, dude. I mean, dads need to get stuff off their chest. And if they need that emotional support.
Yeah. They come here for the locker room talk.
Yeah.
The locker room banter. Us just trying to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
Together.
Yeah.
We're all in this together. By the way, I was thinking of maybe some squad names out there.
Of the listeners
or
of us?
The listeners and like all of us.
Okay.
There's a couple that's kind of, you got Papa Team 6. Hey, how about just going off the brotherhood, the fatherhood? And you just get like, the hats, how it says the Lou and it's upside down?
Yeah.
Or we just get like fatherhood and it's upside down and that's how you know you're like part of the fatherhood.
Okay. I like that one a lot. Papa Team 6 is strong.
Papa Team 6, to where you can just refer to yourself like, oh, that's a Papa Seal. That's a Papa Seal. That's somebody who sent Seaman Team 6 down there and got the job done. Now he's a Papa Seal.
And his heart's black as hell.
Yeah. You can tell he's been through some military tours. And what I mean by military tours is he's been on some road trips. He's been on some vacations without any childcare.
Yeah.
You can see it in his eyes. So just a couple thoughts. Those are a couple thoughts.
I love both of those. I love the fatherhood hat upside down. Our merch team was on the phone with me last week, and they were pitching some upside down stuff too. Like they're wanting to go heavy into it. Yeah. So
I think it's badass. Maybe we let the listeners decide. Maybe we let some comments decide.
Ooh, yeah.
If you have an opinion on whether we should call this audience, this group of dads, this community, the fatherhood or Papa Team 6. With it, I kind of like Papa Team 6.
I do too.
Before coming into this, I loved the fatherhood. Hey, he's part of the fatherhood.
Maybe
there's like a hierarchy we can.
You're a real sicko if you're Papa Team 6.
Yeah.
He's part of the fatherhood, but I don't know if he's Papa Team 6 yet.
Yeah, Papa Team 6, because there's some play on stuff there with Papa Team 6. Again, it's like, hey, that's a Papa Seal. How do you know he's a Papa Seal? Because he sent in Seaman Team 6.
You gotta check his stats.
He became a man, yeah.
Yeah. If he's going around telling people he's Papa Team 6, he's probably not Papa Team 6.
Yeah.
Those are the guys that stick out there at the bar.
Let us know in the comments. Comments, by the way, have been off the charts. I know, Sherm, you were telling me about some DMs and messages that you got. But just looking at, whether it's on YouTube, the support has been unreal. Thank you guys sincerely. I'm looking at one right now from Eli Weinstein. Did I say that right, you think?
Yeah.
Eli Weinstein, as a dad and therapist who works with so many men and couples, this podcast is so needed. This is from No Nickname. Over an hour is ideal. Charles, a real one, got to get her on a few pods. Call an episode would be sick. Been listening to Bussin for years, but man, this podcast is something different. Love this show. Green Bay Bucks. This show is so important to me already as a father and soon to be dad of 2. I've learned, experienced, felt, and look forward to so much due to this podcast. This is so inspiring and makes you a better father. Great job, guys. Can't wait for episode 4. People love the long episodes.
Damn.
We're going to try to keep this one under an hour.
Damn, dude. There's no way.
Under an hour.
No way. I told Will, I'm going to put it out there for the listeners. I was very nervous in episode 1. I could tell listening to myself. I sounded nervous. Episodes 2 and 3, I was like, okay, that sounds how, like, if I'm having lunch with Will or like I'm talking to a friend, that's how I talk.
Yeah.
Going into this episode, dude, I got shaky hands. Like my chest feels like real heavy and stuff because I know we're probably going to talk about Scarlett and all that stuff. So I'm just going to get that out of the way. I am extremely nervous. And now that I've said it, I'm already feeling better.
Good.
I feel better. I'm in a safe space, dude.
This feels like it's a big episode and a big moment because this week, bro, you become a dad.
Oh, dude.
You get welcomed in fully into the fatherhood. Or Papa Team 6.
No, and it's no more, what's it called when you wear military stuff and you're not in the military? Stolen valor.
Yeah.
It's felt like stolen valor this entire time, but y'all are like, no, wear the hats, blah, blah, blah.
It's because everybody's welcome. There's like younger guys that's like, hey, I don't have, you see comments like, hey, I don't have a kid, but this pod juices me up for when fatherhood comes.
Yeah, dude. And speaking of, I don't want to lose track of some of those comments because I pulled some comments.
Yes,
too.
yeah. Talk about because you had a couple cool DMs that you wanted to share.
Austin Cook wrote in. He's actually a doctor, a pediatric resident, but he did put a disclaimer. This is not medical advice, so I can't hold him to it. But he was giving me tips for the game in Waco. Said Jill doesn't have to pump and dump. Gave me a link. Jill can have her brewski. So thank you, Austin Cook, for reaching out. We had another guy reach out, Dexter. Dexter lives in Scotland. He's visiting the United States, and he hit me up and he said, while I'm in Orlando on vacation, I want to get some of the merch sent to my hotel. I'm going to be here for 2 weeks. Can I get it within a 2-week window? Dexter, I will get back to you. I'm going to reach out to our merch team. But what a legend, dude. Across the seas legend.
Yeah.
Shout
out Dexter.
Shout out. And then, what's up, Chef?
What's Chef coming from the top rope on?
Chef's coming from the top rope and said, why don't we just cover shipping for him? Dude's coming in from Ireland.
That, Chef. You're covering it? I'm totally fucking with you.
Dude's coming in from Ireland. He's hungry for his Bussin With The Boys for his For The Dads merch.
Yes.
I like that idea, Chef.
Love that idea, Chef.
Yeah, because overseas would be nuts.
We got to get him hooked up.
We'll get him. Okay, I'll write that down.
Yeah, let's get him hooked up.
Dexter, you're getting hooked up, sir. And
have we found our 2 from last week? I know we found Steven and Thomas, yeah?
Yes.
So last week what happened was when you call in and get featured on the show, we will be sending you some free merchandise, some free merch from the store. Well, last week what happened was when we dropped all of the voicemails on the Dropbox, it doesn't give the call-in number and everything else, so we can't reach out to who the caller was. Last week, those callers were Steven and Thomas. I did a video on social media at _Will Compton on all social media platforms. Did a video calling for, hey, we need to look for these guys. We found Steven. We still need to find Thomas. Thomas, if you're watching, leave a comment. DM at For The Dads Pod. We're vetting those because we need to find Thomas so we can get him some merch.
Have to find Thomas. And this could be the first official member of Papa Team 6, the person that finds Thomas.
Or the Fatherhood.
If you find Thomas, I think they're knighted. They're in.
Yeah.
But yes, Thomas, if you're listening to this, please text the For The Dads phone or call back in. Prove that it's yourself. We got this awesome call in from Steven. I found him in the comments of the YouTube. He said, oh man, that was my call in. Can't believe y'all featured me. Steven 6437. Hit him up. I said, bro, you got to call back in. We need your Addy. We got to send you free merch. And this was the call that we got back.
Hey boys, it's Steven down here from Georgia. I was featured in the latest pod, which I'm so pumped about, and my kids think it's hilarious, by the way.
We're his annoying kids.
Don't even know what he said. Don't want to dox his phone number because he reads his phone
I was
number
thinking to
off.
myself, are you about to play somewhere his address is in here?
Don't want to dox his address or his phone number.
Can't
but
dox Papa Seal.
No, dude. I just love that he was in the car. You can hear the car noise. You can hear the kids in the back. I don't know what they screamed. They were probably like, Papa Team 6. They're getting hype. You got to love it, dude. So shout out Steven. We got his address. I got address over to the merch team. He will be receiving his free For the Dads merch.
Love it. Did you have a DM that you wanted to share that you said kind of made you a little emotional?
Oh, yeah. Wait for What Are the Odds? Or we can kick it off with What Are the Odds? It doesn't matter.
We can hold it.
We can hold it.
We can hold it. We can hold it. Should we jump into our first segment, Dad Losses?
Yes.
Talk about some dad L's that we've taken, which, again, stolen valor. I'm sure there's a loss in there, like as... look, you're in a war yourself.
Yeah.
You have a pregnant wife, been going through a lot, has to carry it all. There's only so much that a man feels like they can do without just fully just supporting their wife. Hey, what do you need? What do you need? How can I help? Let me get your feet. You're a big foot rub guy.
Big foot rub guy. Her feet are swelling like crazy, but she's had the best attitude ever. I'm not just saying that to like get on her good graces. Like, you brought it up last episode. She's a nurse. She's on her feet all the time at work. Her mom just got in town. They're doing a ton of shopping together and running around. She comes back, and it's like at her ankles. You can just see where the socks ended. And, I mean, her legs are so swollen. So, guys with pregnant moms out there, rub those calves, rub those feet, take care of your girl. As far as, like, dad losses right now.
Yeah.
I have one that I am saying that this is a dad loss because it hasn't happened yet. But I'm already feeling the effects of it. This is what I'm the most worried about. This is what I'm the most stressed about. Because I'm getting in the comments, oh, Sherman's a goner. He sleeps in. Last time you'll ever sleep in, Sherman. Get ready to not sleep, Sherman. Oh, Sherman's never going to get his sleep anymore. And I'm just reading these comments. I'm like,
no more PUBG.
I'm like, fuck, they're right. Because I'm a three-legged dog when I don't get my sleep. I'm playing handicapped. And I'm worried about how am I going to perform when I'm low on sleep. And I got the double shot espresso, shout out, no free shout out, an espresso, already prepped in the kitchen, a lot of caffeine ready. I slept like all weekend, like trying to get on a good sleep track. Got 12 hours 2 nights ago. 12 hours. Went to bed so early. So many unread text messages. Because everybody's like, you get your fucking sleep, dude. You're never going to sleep again.
So you can sleep 12 hours.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a problem, dude. This is an issue. This is a dad loss for Sherman.
You ever get like checked for like sleep apnea?
No.
That could be a move for you.
Oh, like I have sleep apnea?
Yeah, like maybe you have sleep apnea.
Is that where you're like, and you need a mask?
You could snore light. You could be somebody who's on their back and their chin sinks back and your mouth's just open and you just kind of breathe poorly when you're sleeping. You strike me as a mouth breather. So you're getting more into your chest and into your lungs. That's why, like, I can be a mouth breather. That's why I'll take my mouth shut at night so I can, nasal breathe. Well, you get deeper into your diaphragm.
Yes, dude. And actually, when I think about it, because I bought that thing that you bought, the intake strip and tape, and I was doing it.
What happened?
I don't know. I just stopped. I wasn't doing it as much. I need to get back on it, maybe.
Yeah. But because you're going into the trenches. You're going into the depths of hell. One of our call-ins this week is somebody who's in the trenches.
Yeah,
with sleeping and getting the kid down and everything else. That's what you're worried about. So what is your loss? You're prefacing.
I'm just prefacing that future loss, dude, of like, I feel like I'm going to slip up. I feel like I'm not like, it's kind of like we're in the foxhole together.
Yeah.
We're in Nam.
Yeah.
You did a great job being on patrol. You're like, Sherman, you get your Z's. I'm watching. And you do a great job. You stay up. Now it's, hey, I'm about to pass out, Sherman. You're on patrol. I'm going to be sitting there like, fuck, dude, I can't fall asleep. I can't fall asleep. All this safe sleep stuff with Scarlett.
Why would you think to yourself, I can't fall asleep? I can't fall asleep.
Because I'd be tired.
But if you're watching My Back, what would make you not fall asleep? Like in your brain, you're like, I can't fall asleep. I can't fall asleep.
I fucking
like,
love my boy.
What are you thinking about?
I fucking love my boy.
Why do you love your boy?
Because he's got my back.
And you can't let him down.
I can't let him down. Do you think that's going to get me through?
It's a sacrifice mentality. You're going to slip up. Like those things might happen. But you've fallen asleep when you know you're holding your little girl, and you know you just have to self-talk. Look, losers react, winners anticipate. You have to anticipate that these bad nights are going to happen. And you have to have like some Rolodex going on in your head, whether it's quotes, whether it's little reminders of self-talk that you're going to have to lean on when these moments are happening, because you're going to be upset. There'll be times where I'll be holding Rue and she's not going down, and it's 3 a.m. and I'm, upset that it's my turn and I got to get out of bed to go put Rue back down, and she's not wanting to go to bed. And there'll be times where I'm just like, you just have to go to sleep. And in those moments, you have to catch yourself and remind yourself that, I don't know, nobody's coming to save you.
Yeah.
And only you're going to get yourself out of this mess.
Yeah.
And you might be staying up for another hour or so, and that sucks, but you just got to know, and you have to embrace that suck. Because look, when we're old, we're about to die and shit, we're going to wish we were in those trenches again. Because they're going to get older. They're going to be teaching us stuff when they're adults.
Yeah.
And you're just going to sit back and think time has flown by and it's felt like a blink of an eye. And you'll wish you're just back in those trenches trying to put them down to sleep, because you miss those moments because they're fleeting. But those are the things you got to lean on when you're just at war. You're going to crush it. It's not about being perfect.
Yeah.
It's just about showing up. It's about taking those L's on the chin and know that you're in the middle of taking an L. Maybe you're able to muster up a little laughter. Maybe you just throw in the old podcast of For the Dads.
That's what I'm saying.
And reflect back on
this podcast.
Maybe you just drop me a little voice message at nighttime. Like, hey, you little cocksucker, I know that you're sleeping right now. And you feel pretty good that your kids are sleeping through the night. But I want you to know I'm in hell.
Well,
And I hope your sound is on, so this might have a chance of waking your punk ass up. I just want you to know. I hope I interrupt.
I'm hanging up. I'm gonna call you again. I'm gonna call you again.
Oh, she's spitting up. I gotta go.
Okay. In defense of myself, I'm not so worried about the trenches. It's about like the next day. That's what I'm worried about. Like performing, like being at my best off it, because I know I'm not gonna sleep. But I just know myself on like light sleep, and I'm like, dude, I got to get like good at that. And that was my New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Last year was like owning the mornings, like owning that routine, and just like, I don't know. I want to be able to like rock it in the mornings, make Jill's mornings easy, get the formula going, get the, doing the dishes and shit. But I just know myself on.
Write it down, bro.
Yeah.
Write these upcoming potential losses down, and when it's happening, you just gotta have, if it's waking up before Jill, if it's having this stuff ready before Jill gets out of bed, whatever it is, it's just how can you remind yourself that this is the standard I wrote out? How can I stick to this? And just nobody's coming to save me.
Yeah,
that's just the mentality. You have to anticipate all of it. And when it's coming, you can't react and be shocked, because when you're reacting, then you're in your feelings, you're in your emotions. And lean on your boy.
No, dude,
I'll be checking in on you.
I need to lean on my boy. This week I've had a ton of dudes. Shout out Ruben, shout out Dylan, shout out Garrett. Like a ton of my personal friends reaching out, sending text messages, calling me. Shout out Colin. Really pouring in and being like, dude, how are you? How's it going? So that does me a ton. I love that Jill's mom like showed up early.
Yeah.
Because it's already got me in like, you gotta impress the mother-in-law. And I'm in like full dad mode around the house. Like there's not a thing out of order because I'm, make sure we're getting dinner for her. Make sure the yard, I did an extra weed eating that didn't even need to be done.
Yeah.
But like mother-in-law's in town. You gotta weed eat.
Yeah, man. Listen, you just got to have Jocko Willink in the back of your head. When something's going wrong, good. When you're feeling sleepy, you only got 2 hours of sleep, good. Get my ass out of bed. When the baby's not going down and you're on duty, good. You might think Jill, she took a little walk. Maybe she's going something to take care of herself, right?
Yeah.
And you think the kid's going to go down. Okay, here's a 3-hour window that they get to sleep. Maybe I can close my eyes. They don't go to sleep. You don't get your nap. You got to think, good.
I'm covered in shit.
Yes.
Good.
Shit on me more.
Good. Vomit on me. I dare you.
Oh,
Oh,
you
you
changed
did
your
it.
diaper. Oh, you shit again. I fucking love your enthusiasm.
Oh, the
Good.
The
I'll
diaper-
change your diaper. I'll change that shit again.
diaper trash can's overflowing. Good.
Wife's yelling at you because there's a rash now on the baby's ass because you wiped it so hard because you were pissed off. Good. Be softer. Put the cream on afterwards.
Dogs are pissed off because they're getting less attention, so they're starting to pee on stuff, so you finally pay attention to them. Good.
Kid finally goes down. Dog wakes up. They're making a lot of loud noise. Wakes the baby up. You go to chase the dog to give it a little discipline. Dog outruns you. Runs outside, out the front door. You can't get the dog. You got to go chase him on the road. You can't find him. Good. Good. You got to embrace the suck,
That
Sherm.
shit is gonna happen.
I know you got those dogs. And Sherm's always yelling at me at the front door. Keep them in. Keep them in. I hope those dogs outrun your ass too.
And they do.
And you're
every
pissed
time.
off. And think of me.
I'm ready.
And don't you dare send the text saying you can't show up for the dads. Because I'm just going to say, hey,
Oh,
this is what we prepared for.
No.
Good.
Good.
Get your punk ass in here.
I'm gonna be on that bus
Yeah.
every Monday.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be here for the dads.
Good.
Good.
Let me get to my dad loss because we got to keep this thing under an hour. We're at 30? No, that felt like 5 minutes.
That's it. That's perfect because we're in our
My themes are going to be around you and having your first kid. My dad loss is essentially, it's going to stem from this quote. Don't try to fix your partner's labor pain. Just nod, support, and seek out what else you can do. Stay north of the wall. And what I mean by north of the wall, north of the curtain, unless you want to see the full experience from the other side.
Yeah.
However, don't try to fix your partner's labor pain. I made that mistake. I talked about it on a show not too maybe our first episode or second episode.
Yeah.
Where we had a birth plan. It all went to shit. Everything on the birth plan went to shit. And she was like, "Hey, it's time to go C-section." I'm like, "Hey, sweetheart, it seems like you're kind of giving up.
You're quitting."
And the fucking glare she had in her. I don't give a fuck if you think I'm giving up.
Did she say that?
It's something like that. It was blurry. It got a little spinny. Sweetheart, do you need me to stay Rocky Balboa mentality right now? I'm thinking this is what you wanted me for. No, it wasn't. But my dad loss is just around just a lesson of don't try to fix your partner's labor pain.
Yeah.
You're going to be in it. It's going to be an experience. Excited to hear about it, but don't tell me too much, if you know what I mean. Let's get into crack a cold one. Some positivity.
Oh, yes.
What do you got?
You got a cold one right there.
Ooh. A nice Bud Light sitting on the back. Our Crack a Cold One segment is brought to us by Bud Light, the official beer sponsor of the NFL Draft, tied in you, the UFC, and Shane Gillis' 2025 tour. And Bud Light partners include the boys on Bussin With The Boys: Peyton Manning, George Kittle, Baker Mayfield, Emmitt Smith, Shane Gillis, Post Malone, Dustin Poirier. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. It's always brewed with 4 simple ingredients for a clean, crisp taste. Stock up now on Bud Light. Head to budlight.com/locator to find a store near you. I hope you guys celebrate America Hard this weekend. I hope you celebrate Fatherhood this weekend with Bud Light. Should I? Oh, fuck.
Beautiful.
Let me just.
Ooh.
All right. You got anything for crack a cold one?
I do, and it's along the same lines. And I wrote down crack a cold one. It's game day. It's game day.
Okay, yeah.
I know this is in the same vein of what we just talked
celebration, bro. This is a huge week. I am super excited for you. My lesson quote topic of the week that we do at the end of the episode. I wrote a little something that's for you, so I'm excited for you,
bro. I'm so just messed up over like all this in a good way.
Yeah,
I would say my thing that is like my true crack a cold one is just like the thought of like Jill said that her moment that she's been looking forward to the most in our relationship is seeing me holding Scarlett. She didn't have a dad for majority of her childhood, and dude, I'm so stoked to like be everything that she thinks I can be to our daughter. I can't wait to hold her. That's my crack.
Let me get a little dab, bro. You got me teared up. God, hey, you cry like a bitch though.
I'd cry like a bitch.
We're all such ugly.
I cry like a bitch.
Gotta break it up with just some talk. Hey, you cry like a bitch. All right? Stop fucking crying. You're making me cry.
Papa Scene 6? No. No.
Papa Seals don't cry now.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, we do. We do all the time. My crack a cold one is going to be getting one up on your wife. This isn't about fatherhood. I'm gonna set that aside for a second. But every Sunday, my wife, she, as you guys know, she owns the Bar 3 studios here in Nashville. So if you're looking for a little sweat, Bar 3. So she'll spot teach throughout the week, but usually she runs a couple classes on Sunday. So it's usually, daddy-daughter day on Sunday mornings. And you know how I'm the guy who's forgetful. Literally last week, she hit me with just having to remind me to do, a lot of different things. It'd be nice if I can think on my feet and think ahead a little bit. And she's not wrong.
I get that every week.
Yeah.
Every week.
Yeah. But she's been on a run now to where she's forgotten the car seat base a few weekends in a row. And when I'm going to take the kiddos somewhere and the car seat base isn't sitting out in the garage to where I can put it in my truck, and then we got Scotty. I know people are thinking, oh, we need a couple car bases. Why don't you have more than one? We do. The nanny has the other one, and we just kind of mix up what happens. But for those people, shut up. This is my moment right now. When she forgot that base, and I just got to send a text, hey, sweetheart, you forgot the base again. Just letting you know. And I'm kind of smiling behind my phone because I know when she reads it, she already said it looks like I'm the one that has to get reminded now, because there's something that's like, and it shouldn't, but it elates my soul when I'm like, you get them on something that they just beat you to the ground for at times. And you beat yourself down to the ground because you're like, you stupid idiot who has CTE brain and everything else. You can't remember to do these little things. But it was nice. So my crack a cold was just getting one up on the old wife.
It's the best feeling in the entire world. Whenever I find some of Jill's clothes, I hit her with the, is that where this goes? Because that's what I get hit with every time.
Everything needs a home.
Oh, yeah. And that's usually I get a slug in the shoulder or something. It doesn't go over well.
Yeah.
But I do have to remind her. I'm like, hey, is that where that goes?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Sweet up with the
also, an awesome comment that we got that made me think not to shift the energy. Okay.
Losing them.
Sam,
keep it under an hour.
Sam reached out and he said, hey, for the dads that love the pod and their wives want to listen too while they're listening, one episode should do 30 minutes of just glazing the wives so that the husbands can be like, honey, this is the show I've been listening to. You know that show that I've been telling you about, For the Dads? It's teaching me to be a great dad. Check this thing out. First 30 minutes, we're just glazing the wives.
I don't hate that at all.
I don't either.
because they deserve most to shine.
Yeah, they do. They do. But I thought that was a great comment. Yeah. Chef said we should put a code word in the title
To let them know this is one that, hey, if you feel like your wife might be on the fence for just a dad community, bitching about her own shit. Well, they're thinking about planning out the entire week. What are we eating this week? Here's the shopping list. Here's all the ingredients we got to get. We got to make sure dinner's on the table for everybody. Like, sweetheart, we can't just run and gun. No, that answer is no. You got to be prepared. And yeah. Why? Yeah. The moms do need shine. Moms do have shine.
They have shine. They're the superheroes. We'll say that.
We know that we are inferior.
Yes.
Pains me to say because I just want to run up my stats, change a couple diapers.
What was your list that you knocked out?
You talking about the one that went
this weekend?
Oh, this weekend. Yeah. I was talking about Big Dad Day, massive Dad Day, changing filters, taking outdoor furniture to a drop off, hide and seek with Rue. But that's a heavy day right there for a dad. That's a heavy day.
Yeah.
I love messing around with that stuff.
Oh yeah. And I sent this message to somebody and I can't find it, but I said if For the Dads was a treehouse, there's no sign on the outside of it that says like no girls allowed.
No. Dude, we have wives and moms like in the comments
for sure
enjoy this so far, which was I guess surprising because I'm thinking like, this will be some good dad fun, some good dad banter. Let's hope the wives don't really tune in a whole lot because they'll be like, this the shit you're listening to. Oh, you think you got a hard life, buddy? Bucko?
What does it mean to have your heart turn black, honey? That's concerning.
Yeah.
Honey. You don't get it.
Oh, they're complaining about this? Oh, man. I love it, though. By the way, we'll be having our wives on. We'd love to get.
God, that would be hilarious.
We'd love to do collaborative podcasts.
Yeah.
Because, again, we love to banter around, locker room talk, make it about the dads, grow the community.
That would be a ton of fun to collab with some mom podcasts.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious. Just see them pick us apart. I would love it. I would sit there. I would take notes.
No, pick us apart. We'd have our own offense.
Oh, we would. We would bring some stuff too, but secretly it'd be over here. No, what'd you say? What were we doing?
Yeah.
But yeah, I love that. That was your crack a cold one?
Yeah, that was my crack a cold one.
Okay, cool.
We want to spit into what are the odds?
Yes. This what are the odds is really badass.
Shout out FanDuel Sportsbook.
Shout out FanDuel Sportsbook. We have this one came from Dean Nielsen. So what are the odds? From Dean Nielsen, his son, Robbie, was given a less than 1% chance to survive and spent 7 days in the NICU when his wife's placenta ruptured. He provided some pictures of his kid on the bed fighting for his life. He said, my wife went from role-playing on how we were going to explain to our 3-year-old daughter that brother went to heaven to now having a miracle boy. We're celebrating his first birthday on 6/13. So that's in the past now, right? Yeah, June 13th. So Robbie had his first birthday. He's 1,000% getting in the credits. It's him at a baseball game. He said this story is meant to remind the dads, no matter how hard things get, to remind yourself how lucky we are to have our kids and to be dads. Not a day goes by where I don't think about what my little dude battled through. And him now, he'll have the best pregame speech that you can ever have, which I just love that idea of, being told less than 1% chance and just beating the odds. So the what are the odds this week goes to Robbie Nielsen that just celebrated his first birthday. Shout out Robbie, dude.
Yo, I could not imagine less than a 1% being told there's essentially a less than a 1% chance. And your kid's fighting the NICU, and you're trying to think of stories to tell the other one.
Oh yeah.
God.
I read that first thing when I woke up. He DM'd me this morning. I had tears in my eyes before I even got out of bed, and I knew that we had this episode, and you were probably going to cook up something that would make me cry. I would probably say some shit that would make me cry. So I was just like, oh, God, this is just going to be ugly.
I tell you what, Dad's emotions are on the fence, I feel like, at all times, especially when stories like that, like, it's hard to watch movies now involving, like, very sensitive moments, and I'm not thinking about my daughters. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
It's, we're sensitive, man.
Oh, yeah. I just can't. I literally cannot wait for the day because Robbie looks like he'd be a little Mike linebacker.
Just ready to get in the A gap.
Oh, dude. And his halftime speech when they're down 3 tutties.
I took on the A gap of life.
They gave me less than 1%. 1%. Dude, that room's going to be silent. They're going to talk about the day Robbie dropped that halftime speech and they came back out and beat that ass.
Yeah.
Came back down 3 touchdowns.
That's awesome.
It's just electric, dude.
Who sent that again?
That was Dean Nielsen.
Shout out Dean, man. That's I'm fired up that you celebrated the first birthday, and I can't imagine the fear that you and your wife had a year ago. Truly could not imagine.
It's crazy.
There was even some, like, Rue was in the NICU for 7 days, I think.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, when she got delivered, she had it was essentially she had swallowed, like, I forget what the term that they use, but like her own shit, essentially. It's like melancholium or.
Oh yeah, and that's like that's common, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not like an uncommon thing, but you sit there and, like, you cut the cord and everything else, and you're wanting to hold her, but they got to take her back pretty swiftly to, like, get her going to help her lungs and everything else. But just in the spot to where you're at the hospital for a week and it's only like visiting time. This was like during COVID too, so you could only it could only be you and one other person.
Oh,
and you're just going back and visiting her and spending time with her to, like, breastfeed and try to hold her and do skin on skin. And then, like, going home and basically just sleeping at your house knowing that your baby's not home yet. Like, that was tough at times for myself and Charo, but I could not imagine being in that situation right there. I know there's just so many that you hear about that just give yourself perspective on shit stuff can be way worse. Situations can be way worse. Circumstances could be way worse.
Yeah, dude. Counting your blessings in general. And as you were talking, I was like, since we're throwing out merch like popsicles, Dean needs some merch.
Dean needs some merch.
I'll get his address.
Dean needs
I'll
some
get his
merch.
address.
We gotta keep it rolling because we gotta keep this under an hour.
What are we at, Chef?
42
42.
minutes. We're moving and grooving.
We are kind of moving and grooving.
We're
We're going to
having fun.
lose
This is a
subscribers, though, if we go under an hour. They said they'll unsubscribe.
They might, but I feel like the Fatherhood or Papa Team 6 being a part of that crew, I think that's kind of hard to unsubscribe from.
That's true. They're just trying to scare us.
One thing that we do, sorry for that, excuse me. One thing that we do need, because, boys will be boys with their phones and not spreading the good word. But we need you guys to hit your dad group chats, help get this brand, help get these episodes out to your friends, anybody that you think would enjoy this, because that's kind of how you help. That's how we all help grow a brand organically.
Oh, yeah.
So that's a big call to action that we need from the boys. From the boys in the Fatherhood, or from the Papa Seals and Papa Team 6. Again, we'll leave that name up for debate with our audience, see how they feel, but help spread the word.
Yeah,
Help spread the good word about the this new show. Survival kit. You want me to rip this one off?
Yeah.
My survival kit, again, theming around yourself, and that if you're a new dad first week, maybe something your wife might not be privy to. Maybe you're in trimester 1, trimester 2, and you're just starting to kind of dive into the tricks of the trade. But if you bring this to your wife, she'll be thinking, oh, he's on his toes. He's diving in. He's thinking about stuff like this.
Ooh.
So my survival kit is apps to track feedings. I know my wife and I, we use the Ovia parenting app. There's also Pump Log. There's also Milkmaid. And again, that might be like a small, simple thing. Like, yeah, of course you need to, like, track your feedings. But I'm telling you, it's such a world that you don't know what's what what to think about. Oh, we're putting this in the backpack. Oh, we need this for going to the hospital. She's putting stuff in the backpack or buying stuff. Hey, can you go grab that? And you're just thinking, wow, how did we get to this point to where it looks like we're traveling for a 3-day vacation going into the hospital? But the smallest things matter. The smallest things matter. And gentlemen, if you're thinking on your toes and it hasn't been brought to light yet, but just something like you bringing something to the table that's like, hey, if we thought about an app, she might look at you a little crazy, but it's a thought that counts. Like, she'll probably think, of course, I have an app on my phone that's been tracking X, Y, and Z the whole time. Just telling you, but it's doing a little research on my own. But mine's going to be apps to track your feedings, because that was big time. At first, I was doing it on I had a whole structure jotted out on the whiteboard. You know I'm a big whiteboard guy.
Yeah.
And I spent an hour trying to put this whiteboard together. And I went to show Charo, and she came out to the garage to see it. And I was like, the ounces, what else is there? The ounces, if you're still breastfeeding, left boob, right boob, like the minutes in each one, to where if you're breastfeeding, it's kind of hard to track how much that they're actually getting. And I put this whole thing together on a whiteboard, and she was just like, yeah, I mean, we have an app that we can do this on. Well, it just took the air right out of my balloon. Gonna give me a little pat, like, I love that you're thinking about this stuff, though.
She definitely appreciated it, though. And that you had the physical manifestation of the whiteboard.
Yeah.
Like, she saw the work that you put into it.
And you might think it's dumb and not needed. Maybe your wife is just doing it and you're not necessarily thinking about her. She might ask you what time did you feed her, how long was it, or how much did she have. And you might be coming off a long nap and forgetting some of that, because there's so much information that goes. I mean, this thing's eaten now several times throughout the day. And you might not remember, but just plugging it in on the app, I'm telling you, it helps you. It helps you track everything, remember everything, because you'll be surprised how easily that you can forget after a long night. And she's like, hey, how much did you feed her? How much was this? And you're kind of like, I think it was between 2 and 3. Well, was it 2? Was it 3? I don't know. I thought she did this. It was around this time. I can't remember which time. I'm telling you, the apps definitely help.
I have a question, because we're going to try and breastfeed. If, like, do you have to wake up Jill, essentially?
You can't breastfeed, Sherm.
Well, but, like, can she stay asleep?
We're going to try to breastfeed.
Can she stay asleep? I know that's a weird question.
Yeah, I think they call it, like, dream feeding.
So you can't do that?
Yeah, so Charo was big on not wanting the baby in the room. So I want to say, what's that little thing, a bassinet?
Yeah.
Bassinet that would sit by the bed. I want to say Rue was in the room for maybe 2 nights tops. But Charo was really big on separating our room being our room, and then Rue just getting her as acclimated, doesn't matter how early it is, like, to her room, and knowing that these are her surroundings when she goes to bed every night.
Yeah.
So Charo was big on not having the baby in a room. I know a lot of people, they'll sleep with the baby, so that way they can just roll over, slip the nip in. They'll be in the bassinet right next to the bed, so they can get out, feed them. Maybe they leave the room, maybe not. Maybe they have a little chair or a little room set up for feedings, like in the baby's room. So everybody's different. There's no right or wrong way. But the way we did it is Char we would be on this schedule, because I want to say they feed and they sleep you're hoping that stretches for 3 hours at a time before they wake up and want to feed again. And she would just go upstairs. To Rue's room and feed, because we had that little monitor. You swallow their little ass up, tuck them in tight so their arms can't get out. Which, again, get on the swaddle game. Watch some videos.
Yeah.
They'll teach you at the hospital, but watch videos, because, again, you'll forget. And we just watch on the monitor, so whenever we hear Char would go up 2 feet, and Char would also pump, so we also had bottles. I forget how early we started doing the pumping. Maybe early. I don't know. I can't remember. So that way, if I was on watch, if I was on the night's watch, then, and these were my hours, say 11 p.m., 2 a.m. is what I'm trying to hit with Rue.
Yeah.
I would hear her wake up. I'd go warm up some milk, and then I would go up there and feed her. But we would do all the feedings, like, in her room.
Okay.
To answer your question, yes. Say she was in a bassinet next to you, and she's breastfeeding, and it's all her doing it. There's no pumping or anything involved. Yeah, she'd be able to take the baby. Baby feeds. I'm sure they both fall asleep. Their dream feeding is what they call it.
And I just sit there. I make sure, she's not rolling over, blah blah blah. Like okay,
oh buddy, I'm on a loving for you. You're gonna be sitting there. Why do I gotta stay up right now?
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna be so nervous too.
Do I ask to go to sleep? Like, hey, sweetheart, can I just fall back asleep? What do you need from me right now? It seems like this is a one-man job.
You good?
Yeah,
because you're the one feeding her. I'm not really feeding her. That's interesting with the bassinet too, because she was talking about we're gonna have it in the room, but I don't know for how long.
Dude, it's your own
But
prerogative.
I'll ask her that.
I'd feel like an asshole giving like unsolicited advice because it's not like my unsolicited advice is backed up by anything, because all we've done is like how we go about it. And it's like people do a lot of different things. Still got a buddy of mine, his kid still sleeps, so I think he's 8 years old. I'm just kidding.
Hey,
he's 3.
We're joking here.
Yeah, we're joking here. Well, we can't tell movie quotes on the show.
Oh my God.
He's a grown man. He's still sleeping with the 21 years old.
Sorry,
stupid.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
World right now.
For my survival kit, I have the Duna, because it's my first baby. God, I blanked so hard. It's like my first baby equipment that I've dealt with. And I went into it thinking this Duna thing is going to be a whole ordeal to put it into my car. And
you talking about the little car seat?
Yes, the little, like the actual...
The base?
The base.
Yeah, yep.
So easy.
You talking about... do we have a Duna?
I don't know. I think you have a
Nuna.
I think you have a
Duna and Nuna, are they related?
Not related. 2 separate things. We have both a Duna and a Nuna. The Nuna, and correct me if I'm wrong, dads at home, supports a like wider range of weight for the carrier. Okay. The Duna is more of like your newborn. It's kind of lighter. It's kind of smaller. It's for a newborn baby.
Gotcha.
And so I was putting the Duna base into the car. It was the easiest thing in the entire world. It was incredible.
Space are crazy. You just connect those little metal things in the seat.
That makes sense now. I know
click them in, then you just put the car seat on top, clicks in.
Yes.
Fascinating.
Oh, dude, and I looked like an absolute hero when I put that into my car. Jill was like, "Oh, did you get it already?" I said, "Yeah, where's your base? I'll put it in your car too." And just acted like it was this whole thing. I was putting it in there. Came back in. Hey, yours is ready to go.
Locked and loaded.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So that's my survival kit.
Duna, whatever. Nuna. Get on it. Dad hacks. My dad hack for you. Learn a lullaby. Learn a lullaby. I think this is, look, when you're in the trenches, you need to have some go-to tunes that daddy is singing, that mama is singing, that the baby is going to recognize, because they want to feel safe. They feel safe. They're in your arms. They're going to know they're in your arms, and they're going to hear your voice. They're going to know your voice. And you're just going to want to sing some tunes just to pass some time. My go-to lullabies were Sweet Nothing by Taylor Swift. I spy with my little tired eye. I kind of forgot it a little bit. Last night. Sweet Nothing. Dun, 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 dun. I would hum it. I'm more of a hummer lullaby type of guy.
I love that.
One I will sing is this African lullaby, Imba Wimbo.
What?
Do you remember watching the movie Mighty Joe Young?
Yes, the gorilla that escapes the zoo, or they're like trying to get him to a zoo.
Poachers are trying to kill these gorillas.
Yes.
Mighty Joe Young. King Kong looking motherfucker.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a lullaby in there that has always stuck with me since watching that movie.
No way.
And it's Imba Wimbo Wahoo Pepo Wakati no Tamuna Imba Wimbo Wahoo Pepo Wakati no Tamu. And I'll just run that on repeat. Humming, singing it. It's my go-to,
bro. You know it.
Yo, yeah. I love it. And I'm so happy about it because Rue will now sing this to Scotty.
No.
Yes, bro. Hey, Rue, do you want to sing Imbo Wimbo to Scotty? Or when I put Scotty down and she wants Dada to come up, say Mama did bedtime, I want Dada to come up and give me a hug and a kiss and 3 squeezes. Like 1, 2, 3. I love you. I want Daddy to come up. And then she'd negotiate, Dad, I want you to sing Imbo Wimbo. And I would like lay down next to her bed. Like as they got with it and as they got older, she'd be like, Imbo Wimbo. And I sung that song to her from birth, bro. Every time I sat down with her, fed her bottles, sing her to sleep, whatever it is, Imbo Wimbo is the go-to.
What is it about?
I don't know. That's the best part. I don't know. I've just always loved that song. It's like in the movie, sad. It's sad story. Like poachers come, they kill Mighty Joe Young's mom, Gorilla, like as they're poaching her, and the gal, I forget, is it Charlize? Charlize what?
Oh, Charlize Theron.
Yeah, Charlize Theron. She's one of her earlier films, and she's the daughter in this scene. And her mom, like her crew, they help protect gorillas against poachers and keep gorillas safe in their habitat and everything else. And I want to say her mom gets shot, and they're sitting there. It's Mighty Joe Young, baby Mighty Joe Young. Mighty Joe Young's mom just got killed by the poachers.
Yeah,
and it's Mighty Joe Young, Charlize. Anyway, her sitting there as a daughter with Mighty Joe Young and her mom sitting there holding them both. And she's just telling them, hey, you're going to be safe. You're going to get back to camp, and just keeping them, making her feel safe as possible, knowing that she's probably about to die because she got shot or something happened.
Yeah.
And she's just singing her this lullaby, Imbo Wimbo. The character grows up, taking care of Mighty Joe Young, sings a song to Mighty Joe Young, like trying to make sure, keep him safe, calm him down anytime he's acting up, because they try to put him in a zoo, put him in containment. She knows, no, he needs to be running out in Africa. Yeah, bro, I love that movie. Had the little VHS cassette tape, everything. I love that movie. I've always loved that song, and that was like one of my initial thoughts when singing a real lullaby. So get to know a lullaby. There's a lot of good stuff out there.
Oh, I just love that in general, because I've always said that like those African choirs, or like even the child choirs and stuff, there's nothing happier than some of those African languages, like when they're just singing in unison, dude. When the World Cup was in South Africa, and all those South African World Cup songs were bangers.
Yeah.
Waka waka, eh. It's time for Africa.
Twinkle, twinkle, little star. You'll sing all the classics that you know. You remember Hallelujah from Shrek?
Oh yeah.
Hallelujah. I would do stuff like that, and I would try and mom's dads. They might be on this wave, too. But you sing them so much that you start trying to figure out your own lyrics for the song that's tailored towards them. It was like, once there was this little girl, and her little name was Cerulean, and she was so good, she always smiled. I'll try to sing her this like when she was like acting up.
Yeah.
And she would just like stare at me. Her eyes were like the ocean blue. Her name was after the ocean blue. Her eyes the same, her daddy's too, and she was so good, she always smiled. Then I would like make something up until I got into Hallelujah. You'll have fun, dudes.
Bro, he's rocking it. He's rocking it.
Don't let me get hot right now, boys.
He's rocking it with the lullaby.
Cerulean, because the blue ocean's the color blue.
Yes.
Just me start acting up. Her eyes are blue. Her daddy's too. My eyes are blue.
That's why I wrote it like that.
Yeah, that's why I wrote it like that. I don't know if you felt that bar.
That's
why.
That's why I put it in there. It's deeper. It's deeper than.
Yeah. You're so for something. You look at me like you don't get it. Like.
Dude, I love that. My dad hack is so dumb, because I was just trying to think of something funny, but it does work. And this is for the cats out there that aren't fully dads. This is just for if you're living with your significant other, okay? You time out that yard work to where you still have the grass a little bit on you. It's on your shoes. It's on your socks. It's on your shirt. You're sweaty, dude. And you time out that you're finishing the yard work right when she's pulling up. I'm just telling you, it works with my girl. I don't know if it works for every girl, but there's something about them coming home, seeing you covered in sweat, and you got the grass all over you. They see how beautiful the yard work looks.
Take off the shades, put them on your hat.
Oh yeah, dude, and just give them a little show. You're just giving them a little show. Baby?
Just a little taste.
And Venmo her. Here's another dad hack. Venmo her for some. Was it the mani pedi? shoot her a Venmo and just say Manny Petty, unsolicited, while you're doing the yard work.
That's some game, Sherm.
You hit
That's some game.
You hit her with the Manny Petty Venmo. She comes back from the Manny Petty because she was already out shopping. You're covered in sweat and grass. And you don't think you're not taking a shower with her? Just put you on game. I know that's so shallow compared to have your lullaby, but I don't have a kid yet.
Yeah.
So that's just like, that's some game that
That's what this pod's here for.
Yeah, come on.
That's what this pod's here for. I'm going to take a quick leak.
Do it.
Drain the main vein. Take
Do
a
it.
little potty break. And when we get back, we will do the call-in.
Okay, perfect.
We interrupt this episode because we are sponsored by Roe. There's going to be a lot of fireworks going off this weekend and maybe some fireworks of your own in the bedroom. And Roe Sparks is here for you. Roe Sparks are a 2-in-1 prescription treatment for guys who need a secret weapon against softness. Roe Sparks can give guys bigger, thicker, longer erections because they get fuller faster. And after Roe Sparks dissolve, they work in 15 minutes on average. If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off their first order of Sparks on a recurring plan. Connect with a provider at ro.co/dads to find out if prescription Roe Sparks are right for you. That's ro.co/dads for $15 off your first order. Compounded drugs are permitted to be prescribed under federal law, but are not FDA approved and do not undergo FDA safety, effectiveness, or manufacturing review. For full safety information, go to ro.co/safety-info. Back to the episode.
As we get back into it, Chef pulled up that lullaby, and I Googled that lullaby from Mighty Joe Young. It's called The Wind Song. Do you want to hear the translation to that song?
Yeah.
Sing a song, and for a moment you will be visited by the wind. Sing a song, and for a moment dream sweetly of the wind. Sleep now until the night is dawn. The wind and the night song, they are there. However, the song, my child, will go on forever. That is the Wind Song. And Chef played it for me. It hits.
Imbo.
Yeah.
Because there's more lyrics. I couldn't remember. In Mighty Joe Young, it mainly hit those first couple lines, and then I would just repeat it.
Oh yeah, he played it. And also no free shout out Bill Paxton, dude. What a legend.
Yeah, the actor?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a legend. RIP's in the chat for Bill Paxton. He is
back on?
awesome. Yeah, if we want to be. If we want to be.
Yeah. All right, do we want to get to some call-ins?
Yes.
We got to keep this one under an hour. We got to keep it under an hour. Where are we at, Chef?
Yeah, where are we at, Chef?
Hour and 1 minute.
Okay.
We got to figure out a way to get this under an hour.
Yeah. We'll get there.
That'll just be what we do every week.
That we just get under an hour.
Got to keep this one under an hour.
And we're actually doing really well. We're at hour 45. I know we said we were going to try and get under an hour, guys. But now we're under 2 hours. So we're actually doing well. First caller. This is do we want to do the P word one first? This comes from Caleb.
Caleb.
This is a dad win.
All right. Caleb, excited to hear about this dad win.
This is Caleb, the biggest fan from Bussin. This is a message coming from the trenches. Doctor, our baby's about to be 2. She's a girl. Doctor says we got to get rid of the P word. That's the pacifier we know in our house. Can't say it right now. We're on day 7 of no pacifier. And for 7 days, bedtime has been hearts black, hearts of stone. Got to fight to get her down. Today, just got back from a road trip. It's currently 7:49 p.m. Right at her normal bedtime. We do bedtime routine, set the expectations like laid out on the show. Put her in the crib. No P word. She's out. No fussing, no holding, no negotiating. Thank you for your advice. Just letting you know that right now, the battle of the pacifier has been won by the dads.
Let's go,
by
Caleb.
the dads, for the dads. Love you, boys.
Let's go, Caleb. Hey, that's big time.
That's
big
huge.
time. Advice from the show worked. He's saying thanks.
Did
Caleb.
he say that his heart had turned black and turned to stone?
yeah.
I love
Heart turned
that.
black. Laid the expectations like you heard on the show. No P word was dropped. She slept. The pacifier is hard, bro. Rue was massive in the pacifier game.
Yeah, dude.
And we essentially, like, there's a few ways to go about it. You go cold turkey, you can go clean. It sounds like our boy Caleb did. Had to fight that battle for 7 days. They'll be like, you know, you can get some advice on the internet that might give you like different time frames, whether it's like, say, 6 months, a year,
You
a
like
year and a half,
snip
2
them or
years.
whatever.
Yeah, you can poke holes to where the air kind of, you know, it's out. They don't enjoy it as much. Rue didn't give a shit. We tried the whole poke stuff. We tried the whole poke stuff, and it's always Passy and Tyke. We have this little wubbanub, which, by the way, wubbanubs.
We got some wubbanubs.
Wubbanubs are.
We got them.
That's game right there.
Is that what Tigey is?
Tigey was a wubbanub. Lost his Passy off the end.
Got it.
Fought through some battles of his own. But Tigey's been like her, you know, her like pacifier as like a stuffed animal.
Yes. She
Tigey's
still
like-
totes
Yeah.
Tigey.
Yeah. Tigey's like her Tigey's her main, dude.
Yeah.
Tiger's her main little bitch. I was like slow to say that because I'm like, it's a kid's show, is it a parent show? Do I say bitch?
It's her main bitch.
Yeah, that's her main.
I'd asked her if Tigey had a voice, and she was talking for Tigey. Like,
Yeah,
she's
she'll
got a
talk for
whole,
Tigey.
Oh yeah, she's
Yeah.
got a whole.
Tigey
lore.
loves to play hide and seek. I gotta
And
find Tigey.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah, Tigey loves to play hide and seek.
Oh my god.
But getting rid of the Passy was a tough hurdle for us. We positioned it as when she turned 3, we're gonna go take her Passies to the Passy Ferry. So we take her somewhere. You take them to a store,
Yeah.
and you exchange Passies, and then you'll get a little like a toy or a game in return. But you donate them and give them to the Passy Ferry. Passy Ferry takes them. This is like the circle of life. This is the natural. This is what we do with Passy.
I love this.
Yeah, so we took her to the Passy Ferry, took her to a store that does this, and we got a little board game in return. And the board game is sick.
What is it?
I gotta look it up.
Wait, this is a physical store that you brought
physical
her to?
store, yeah, where they do Passy Ferry, where you donate them, you donate the Passies, they do whatever with them.
Oh, that's sick.
And yeah, you hype it up like this moment, and she's got to let go of Passies. Now, bedtime was tough at first. I will say I got lucky personally. This is where my wife was battling. This is the superhero of the story. We were traveling somewhere for Bussin, so it got timed up to where
No.
Charo had to do the bedtimes.
Charo.
I want to say bedtimes were hard the first couple days, and she's like, real convenient that you wanted to.
I think I remember this. This was since I've been here at the office.
Yeah. So Charo had to kind of handle the first couple bedtimes.
Ugh.
But when I got back and I was doing bedtime, like she would still, just in weird moments where she kind of starts having a tantrum and she wants Passy. Sweetheart, we took Passy to the Passy Ferry.
Yeah.
I want Scotty's Passy. Those Passies are for Scotty.
Uh-huh.
And you got to kind of keep her away, kind of shift her brain, say, oh, look at that truck. Or, hey, look at your stuffed animal. He needs some help. He just fell over. Yeah, look at Tigey. Oh, what's that, Tigey? I know she gave her Passies to Passy Ferry, but she probably doesn't want to hear that right now. Oh, you want to give her a hug? I don't know. I'll ask her if
Let me
she
hug
wants you to give her a hug.
please.
Hey, Tigey would like to give you a hug because he sees that you're having a hard time right now. And it seems like he really wants to give you a hug. Would you want to give him a hug? Yeah. And she'll like hug Tigey, and then you will like create a conversation with her and Tigey to kind of get their brain shifted somewhere else. Let me look up this board game. Kids board game. Troll and unicorns.
I just love the thought of Charo like fighting the pacifier thing, and I think it was the A&M trip was when you were doing the pacifier switch.
No, we were trying to.
Oh, you were trying.
We were trying to do the cold turkey, and we could. I don't know. We weren't badass enough to just do it.
Yeah,
because you feel for them. You're so emotionally wrapped up in their story too. You feel for them. And when they're just losing your mind, you're just like, all right, take the Passy. Jesus Christ, it's not gone. I had it in my back pocket. Take the Passy. I don't want any problems. You can put the gun down.
The terrorists win.
Give me the Passy.
The terrorists win.
Yeah. The terrorists would win. So then we had to reorganize because I think we were going to do it at like around 2.5 years, which would have made sense for the Texas A&M game.
Yeah.
So then we shifted. We're like, all right, at 3, when she has her 3rd birthday party, we're going to talk to her about it for like a month ahead of time. Hey, whenever you turn 3, you get to go take your passies to the Passy Ferry. Like, that's what you do at 3 years old. And I had to get her on board.
That is right.
So that's how we kind of shifted it, because she was, again.
She still had her passy.
Found the game.
Oh, here we go.
This, I would save this for another crack a cold one or a dad hack survival kit, because this is a good one. Share and Sparkle Unicorns. It's a peaceable kingdom cooperative board game, and it is a fun game, bro. It's a fun game. I'll have crack a cold one for this game, because I have a couple fun stories that pertain to this. But Share and Sparkle Unicorns. This is again a cooperative multiplayer game, to where if we all played, us 3, me, Sherman, Chef, we would be battling the troll. We can't let troll get all the stones. And you roll dice, you draw these stones out of a bag, out of a little baggie. And if you start filling up your colors. Yeah. And if you have say you have 2 green slots, and you draw a green, you put the green on your green slot. If you already have 2 green and you draw a 3rd green one, you have to give that one to the troll. And if the troll fills up his bag first, troll wins.
Dang.
You're trying to get all of you and your teammates to fill up your own little board. If my board is filled up, anytime I draw, I'm not trying to give them to my teammates. But there are some red stones. If you get a red stone, that means that's a troll card. You got to flip over the troll card, and you probably have to give one back to the bag, which kind of hurts the whole chemistry. Kind of takes the air out of you, but it's a fun game.
This looks fun.
Share and Sparkle Unicorns. I might bring it in. We could just do it as for a team builder with Bussin With The Boys.
I'm in.
It's a great game. All right, next call in. Got to keep this one under an hour.
Yeah,
got to stick to under an hour.
This one comes from. I'm excited for this one. This one comes from Matt. His daughter faced a little bit of trash talk at school. Faced a little issues.
Dealing with trash talk.
A little bit of trash talk towards his daughter.
Again, this is not a show about giving expert advice. I'll handle this as the call comes in, but who knows if I'll handle it the right way.
I think you'll like this one.
Hey, Will. My name is Matt. I'm actually from Lincoln, Nebraska. Go Skirts.
Go Big Red.
Also a girl dad. Something maybe you could bring up in a conversation on the show. I have a daughter who's just going into 1st grade, and she came home today and was very upset because some boys at her school had told her that because she's a girl, she can't wear football jerseys and soccer jerseys because those are only for boys. And she put them all in a pile and wanted to get rid of them. And so maybe that's something that the boys could talk about, and being a dad who's into sports and coaches, and kind of how our daughters have to deal with that uphill battle moving forward. So love the show. Keep up the great work. Hope to hear from you soon.
Oh, Matt, thank you for calling in, bro. Shout out to Skurs. I'm pissed off.
That one gets me heated. That one gets me heated.
Buddy, I don't want to. Hey,
Hey, Billy.
Who are these little boys? Point them out to me.
Probably it's Billy and Ryan.
Hey, Billy, Ryan. When do your folks show up? When do they get here? Point them out if they're in the crowd right now.
Well, that's my dad right there.
I know. I that wouldn't be the way to go about it, but I would be internally fuming about that, because that would piss me off. I'm just trying to imagine if Rue loves wearing jerseys. She knows dad watches ball on the weekend. She's into cheering for the Huskers. She's into cheering for whichever team mom and dad are cheering for. And she wants to get jerseys, and she thinks they're cool. And she goes to school and she gets told, like, oh, only boys wear jerseys. I'm thinking, fuck that, dude.
Fuck that.
How old is she?
Going into 1st grade.
Going into 1st grade. So this wouldn't be one where she probably has her
a young
phone
cat,
to where she could just play a clip for these boys. You know what we should do?
I have an idea, but you go ahead. I hope it's the same idea.
We should get, since they're Husker fans,
yes,
get a Will Compton jersey made.
Yes.
And I go and give her this jersey at the school.
100%. And I didn't want to put any pressure on him, but Dylan Rayla as well. That would be
Yes.
insane if you and Dylan rolled into her school and said,
And Coach Rule.
and Coach Rule would do it, dude. He's got girls.
Yeah,
right?
he's
you
got
do
girls. Yes. He's a girl
dude,
dad.
Rule's there tomorrow. You want me to get this guy's information over to you?
100%. Because if he's in Lincoln, then next time we go to Lincoln, I was trying to get out to a couple training camp days in August. They're probably not in school right now. We'll have to figure that out.
Those kids just made the biggest mistake.
The biggest mistake of their lives. I'm going to take those kids on a walk. I'm going to take those first graders on a walk. Just selfie video. Hey, come and step into the pantry, boys. Billy and Ryan. I'm just fucking around. That would
jerseys they're only for girls?
Yeah.
They're only for boys? Only for boys?
That gets the piss hot.
Bro,
that gets the piss hot.
That would be the most incredible moment for that girl. That would be so sick.
Yeah, Matt, you just tell your daughter that. Show her just this video. I wish we knew her name.
I know.
I wish we knew her name so we could talk to her.
I know.
Matter of fact, I want to send him Matt. Let's get his information so that way I can send him I'll send him a video.
Yeah.
I'll send him a video that he can show his daughter. Because that sucks, dude.
Oh, yeah. The fact that she had it all laid out, all of her jerseys, and said, I don't want to wear these anymore.
And for any first grade boys out there watching this podcast right now, like they're just on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed first. But we need to encourage and embrace and support anytime somebody's trying to uplift the sport of football, any sport. You need to make all the girls, all the women think it's the coolest thing on earth. Because that's what we have to do, bro. I hate that a little girl's getting told, hey, only boys wear jerseys. Like, that's bullshit. I would love to meet these boys in the A gap, but they're boys, so I can't say that. These are first graders.
In 18 years, I'd love to meet.
But my first grade self, them kids will be eating through a tube. Hey, just joshing. Maybe the parents are friends of the show.
This is only the beginning of this story. That's what gets me stoked.
Yeah, bro.
Some cool shit's gonna come out of
Jay
that.
Terry right now, the equipment guy at Nebraska. I say ours, the equipment guy at Nebraska, and be like, hey, we need to get a jersey made for this first grader, and we got to figure something out because that would be sick.
Electric.
Yeah, that would be really cool.
Rules already. He doesn't even know what's going on. He's already on it.
And just to know, if I did come across these boys, I would handle it. I wouldn't be fucking around like I am on this show right now. Like, it would be you just want to talk to him about it.
Yeah, you just say,
you want to
hey,
encourage him, talk about how, they should go about it.
A Husker's a Husker, last time I checked. And
A
I don't want to
Husker's
speak
a Husker.
for
And just
a
a football fan's a football fan, man.
Come on.
A lot of thoughts running through my head.
Yeah.
A lot of thoughts running. But I think that would be sick.
Oh.
That would be cool. Thank you, Matt. Shout out, Matt. Go Skurs. Go Big Red.
Shout out, Matt. Go Skurs. Check your phone because we've probably already texted you by this time.
Yeah.
All right. Last call is from JD.
Sherman, Will.
Buddies in
I don't know if you can hear this in the background. That's my 7-day-old boy.
7-day-old boys.
JD
fan of the
out
show.
Chicago calling. Willie, I got a question for you, man. How do you get through these first couple weeks? Been home for about a week now. Well, have been home for a week with the boy. Nights are absolutely brutal. Sleep is non-existent. Any advice would be appreciated. We're doing the shifts. My wife and I were doing everything, man, but I can't even think right now. I'm half asleep. Sherman, you'll get to this soon. Congrats to you and Jilly Bean. But yeah, man, frustration sets in the middle of the night, knowing you're doing everything you can for the little one and he still isn't sleeping. Would love your thoughts, how you get through these restless nights, how you continue to convince yourself that the end is near, and anything in between. Again, JD out of Chicago. Thanks, boys.
JD, thanks for calling in, brother. He's essentially he's asking how you deal with these early weeks, not getting any sleep. You can tell my man's on his last limb.
He's battling.
He's
dude.
Burning thin right now.
He is in the foxhole. He is in the trenches.
You know when he got off the phone too, he's like, "God, please just go to sleep."
He goes, I don't know if you can hear this right now, and I guarantee he's just
Look, we were talking about it earlier in the episode.
Yeah.
With just embracing the suck, losers react and winners anticipate. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. The whole layout that Charo and I would have, because we both have our off days, right, where we're operating on E. Somebody's, usually her, she's operating at a way less capacity because postpartum, that stuff is real. They're going through a lot of shit, so it's hard to bitch about your own stuff because there's no place for it. And I would have everything just planned out. So, for example, if the baby's going stretching every 3 hours is around the goal of what you're trying to accomplish. When you get to nighttime, it's all right. Who's on the 8 p.m. shift? Who's on 11 p.m.? Who's on 2 a.m.? Who's on 5 a.m.? Who's on 8 a.m., right? That's kind of how we would cycle everything through. Usually we're both up on the 8 p.m. mark, but let's just say, for example, Charles running on E, and she needs to get some much needed rest. And she's somebody who would pump, so I would have the bottles ready to go.
Yeah.
I would handle the first half. So I would handle 8 p.m., I would handle 11 p.m., and I would handle 2 a.m. Once I go down for 2 a.m., Charo now would know that she is active. Whether or not she wants to be active, that is how we structured our nights. Or Charo would do the first part, and I would do the back half.
And that's 2 to what? Sorry.
Every 3 hours, so 2 a.m., 5 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So
that's
if you're
nice.
on the morning shift, it would be 5 a.m. and 8 a.m. Char would more often than not take on the 5 a.m. and the 8 a.m. because that's when I would get going to, whether it's get a workout in the morning and get going with the day for Bussin' With The Boys.
Yeah.
That's how we structured everything out. So, and you just got to know that some nights are just not going to go your way. And you just got to fucking accept it, because my whole goal, my priorities in my head is, parents that would always say, like, oh, wait till you have a kid, your whole life's going to change, you're not going to get any sleep, you're not going to get this, you're not going to get that, you're going to be a whole different human being, oh, watch out, it's going to suck to be around Will because he's going to be tired. And this boulder would build on my shoulder that I just wanted to prove that kind of shit wrong. So it'd almost be, the intention would be in my mind that, all right, there's going to be nights you're not going to operate off a lot of sleep. And then whenever you go into the building, you want to kind of have high spirits for the boys' enthusiasm. But everybody was great around me. They would know that, Will just had a kid. If Will needs to go, he's got to go. Like, guys would try to make me do, as less as possible. And just, you guys were supportive as hell during all that. But those voices would be in my head to where I knew, like, I wanted to be on when I'm just anticipating being on, and not be somebody who would be reactive, have the loser mentality. So I would structure it. My advice would be to plan out what your nights look like. If you're going to be on the night shift all night long, then just know that you're going to battle that pissed off mood, and you're not going to let that shit happen. Two things you can always control. Always, no matter what, no matter how tired you are, no matter how beat down you are, no matter what it is, you can always control your attitude and effort. And if you're having a bad fucking night, again, it's like having quotes, having things to lean on that's kind of helping you get through it, because there's going to be nights where you fall short and you feel like less of a dad, or you feel like, man, I didn't really handle that the right way, and that's just going to fucking happen, and you got to have grace with yourself. You got to know that it's going to be okay. But I'm telling you, anticipate the struggle, anticipate the bullshit, anticipate the suck, all of it, and just figure out a way to embrace it. That's really the only way. It's all mentality. It's all knowing that, okay, it's not going to be perfectly 8, 11, 2, all of that stuff. And as you get into it, they're going to need a little bit less. Like, you start weaning off the night feedings, they're going to be sleeping and stretching that 3 hours to 4 hours, and you're going to catch a little bit of a win, and you're going to feel good about it. That would be my advice. It's not going anywhere. It's gonna keep fucking happening, and it's all about embracing the suck, and just know that you're going to be in it. Your boys are in it with you, not physically, but emotionally. This podcast, the Fatherhood.
Yeah.
Papa Team 6. What was his name? JD.
From Chi-Town.
JD from Chi-Town. We're with you, JD. Drop comments in the comment section. We're with you, JD. You just got to keep battling, dude. Keep showing up. Laugh at yourself. Know it's going to be fucking hard. Yeah, you're going to think about leaving your kids and your family. But you won't. But you won't. And just know that you are going to wish that you had those moments back, as hard as it feels like they are right now, as long as those nights seem right now, just know that you are going to want those back, because they're going to start moving, they're going to start crawling, they're going to start hitting milestones. You're going to be like, man, remember when they just had the smallest fingers, the smallest little hands? They're just staring at you while they're feeding. They're not feeding, but they're still just kind of looking at you. They're throwing their head around. They don't want the bottle. It's going to piss you off, but do your best to cherish every fucking moment, dude.
Yeah.
I
love that answer. But by the time he hears this answer, I'll probably be in the trenches as well.
Yeah.
So,
and look, I was in the trenches too, and there'd be a lot of times where I'm like, bitching about it mentally. If it's just me, maybe talking to the kid, I'll just start, you just start riffing and improving with the kid about just how hard it is, how hard their life is how hard they're making my life the next day if they don't go down to sleep. If I get too mad, I can start making a lot of noise to where mom feels like she has to come up and intervene. You understand that, right? That's going to piss everybody off.
when are you getting? I was doing the math. I was like, when is Will sleeping with that schedule? If you have the 8, 11, and 2 shift,
I'll fall asleep. So I would, let's say I was watching Tulsa King. I remember Tulsa King being a show I was kind of watching, knowing that I'm bunkering up for the night on the couch, because I would just tell Charles, hey, I want you to get some sleep. Charles would be like, you can sleep in the bed and just get up whenever she goes. I'm like, yeah, I know, but if you hear the monitor and you wake up at all, like, I just don't want to interrupt your sleep. You sleep in the bed. I'll sleep on the couch out in the living room, and then I'll just go up and handle it whenever I need to handle it.
Yeah.
So I would like binge a show, and then if, say, I wanted to fall asleep or sleep until that 11 p.m., I would just have an alarm on my phone, and it would just go off at 11 unless the monitor woke me up beforehand. Then I would go up and feed her, go down, and sleep from, let's just say, 11:30, 11:45 until the next round.
Got it.
So I'd sleep, get an hour and a half, 2 hours in, sleeping until 2 a.m., get up, go feed her, know that, okay, now after this one, say it's 2:30 and I'm crawling in bed, I now get to sleep until 6:30.
I very obviously have not read the 12 by 12 book yet, because I was like, oh, you're up for that 3-hour window, but really
You're only up if you're into the show and you're just kind of staying up and you just know it's going to be a fucking tough night. You're doing it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's when if we were on goon and I
yeah.
would goon, the monitor would be sitting there. The monitor would be sitting there while I'm playing the video game, and then you're just going through the night.
That makes all the sense in the world.
Then
okay.
when at 2 a.m. feeding, you knock out that 2 a.m. feeding. You crawl in the bed and get whatever sleep you can until the next whatever we had. Or say we had a meeting at like 8:30 in the morning. I would sleep until like 7:30. Wake up at 7:30.
I think I'm probably gonna do the 8 p.m. 11-2 shift. I would like to do that. And then I feel like it makes it easier for her in the morning. / I live so close to the office that I really can kind of sleep until that.
Yeah. And if you handle one in the daytime, it's going to be like, they're going to just be confined to those walls of the house.
Yeah.
And you're going to be out at work, right? You're going to be out tasting the fresh air, everything else. Obviously, she can get her in the stroller, walk with her, get out and about. I would definitely recommend that. But those moments where it's like, when you do get to the bottle, they take a few hours and go do whatever they want. You handle the bottle, you handle the stuff at home. Because it's more of a, like when I would get home around 3:30 or 4 every day, you just be on. So you got 8 p.m., 5 p.m., 2 p.m. And again, all they do is like eat, shit, and sleep. Feed them, burp them. They might shit themselves. They sleep a lot. Hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully.
But there's not a whole lot that they do for the first few months other than that.
Jill had
and we were religious with the 12 hours in 12 weeks, that method.
Yeah, we need to get that.
It's
ASAP.
a good method, man. It's not too aggressive. Like there's some, it's like, I'll say it's like taking care of babies, or the ones where you like let them cry, or you're doing all of those things. I like this one because it's an entire philosophy on the kid, the child entering your guys' lives versus you adapting everything in your life around the child. Obviously, you're doing that like when you become a parent.
Yeah.
But Char would be big on going out and still doing farmers markets on Saturdays, or still taking them around friends. And if they kind of miss a little bit of their nap window, or they're up a little bit longer, it's like the baby is in our world.
They're acclimating to you.
They're acclimating to us versus us sacrificing everything to kind of be on a very strict structure with them.
That makes all the sense in the world. I know Jill has some sort of sleep plan, whether it's from a book or like some kind of something that she looked into, But I need to have that conversation with her. Obviously, I mean, we're like 2 days out, but
Yeah.
figure out what that plan is. And then the other thing that I was going to bring up,
You could simply chat GPT the 12 hours and 12 weeks and kind of see the method.
That's
and then
true.
as they log it all out for you, you just ask why in certain areas. So then you can figure out a little bit about the why behind it.
one quick question, because I could probably hit you with like a million of these. If you smell that they've like shit themselves while they're asleep, do you just let that pony ride until they wake up, or like what?
It's a great question. Depends how long they've been sleeping. If you hear them kind of if you hear them kind of shit, like, and it's, say they might have 30 or 45 minutes left,
Yeah.
let them sleep until you wake them up if they're still sleeping. If it's early, we would change them, or I would change them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I'm like, fuck, I just got her down, she just shit, like, let me let this ride for a minute. Let me see what happens. Let me see if they wake up, because they'll get uncomfortable.
Yeah. I'm sure that they would probably inevitably wake them up with, having a shit in their diaper. But the way, like, how fast you change diapers, I'm sure that I'll probably get to that speed as well. And then at that point, I can see why you're like, just change it.
Yeah, just
Get
because
it
you'll
over
have to
with.
take them out of the swaddle. You got to, like, unbutton their onesie or whatever with their onesie, get to the diaper. Like, you're going to wake them up.
Yeah.
There's not really a method where they're kind of staying asleep. Maybe you're lucky. Maybe your kid just is knocked out while you're changing them. But it all depends.
And
You'll
also,
know what to do in the moment.
absolutely. And also a huge shout out to everybody that was like, Sherman, anything with buttons on it is a no-go.
Yeah.
We have been purchasing a lot. There's like these new ones where it's all magnets.
Nice.
Yeah, dude.
Magnets are good.
So it's not
Zipper.
even like snaps. It's just like, it literally just comes off with like a good tug on it, but they can't get it off.
Yeah, dude. I don't even use, like, we have pajamas where it's like all the buttons go like underneath, like in the inseam of their leg, up under their crotch, all the way to the other inseam.
Yeah.
I don't even use those anymore. For me, it's just all the zipper from the toe up to the neck.
That's what everybody's been saying. They're like zippers, snaps, and magnets.
Because they'll be wiggling, they'll be moving, and you just be like, why in the fuck do we have these clothes? Then you'll be holding them on their stomach, just letting them know that, like, yeah, I can hold you down if I want to hold you down.
You're probably
Scotty's moving now. She's trying to crawl and army crawl and stuff.
Yeah.
So she'll like get that strong bridge in her back, and just like, trying to wiggle and I'll hold her little ass down. No. Yeah, that's daddy. That's daddy right there.
You're about to get so many texts for gooning.
Yeah, for playing video games.
I'm gonna start hitting you up so much.
But it's like, you got your little methods that you'll go by at nighttime. Maybe you feel awake. Maybe
Yeah.
you feel like even though you might have low energy, you have just some jolt at nighttime where it's like, all right, I don't want to go to sleep. Like, I'm gonna watch this show. I would recommend you sleeping, where you can, but
Yeah. And that's, to bring it full circle, that's one of the reasons why I am worried about the lack of sleep, is because I know I am good I can stay up.
yeah.
Once my brain turns to that mindset, and then it's like, well, when am I going to go to sleep?
Yeah.
Because then you get that kind of like, you're tired, but your heart's racing, your
Yeah.
head's racing.
And what happens is you'll have this snowball effect of when you're not getting the sleep when you should be, like the quote, the journal entry last week from Daily Dad, just go to bed.
Oh, yeah.
And when you don't do that, the first thing you'll start sacrificing is your own health. Like, you'll stop doing the exercises that you have, like, that you wanted to do for yourself. You'll stop. You'll eat whatever.
Yeah.
Because you're just on the go, and you've just chalked it up as like, I'm a beaten down man. If anything's gonna make me feel good, I want it to be this food.
Yeah.
So you start letting yourself go health wise, which in the long run, you'll start getting upset with yourself. You don't know where it's coming from. You'll start projecting. So it's important to get to sleep when you can, so you can keep yourself true to whatever your principles want to be with health and exercise and everything. Because that'll be like the first thing to go. You'll start feeling so sorry for yourself, and you'll just eat whatever.
I'm bad at that, dude. Stress
They
eating.
say the dads out there put on weight of their own.
Yeah. I stress eat. That's a big one.
Yeah, I feel like it's just stress eating. You just start stressing yourself out, and that'll be the first thing that goes. And then you don't want that, because then there'll be some long term. It'll just snowball.
Yeah, dude. I'm on. We talked a little bit about this with Jill's gestational diabetes.
Yeah.
That it got me on a healthier train.
Yeah.
So like I'm going in a good trajectory with like a lot of proteins, a lot of veggies.
Yeah.
I don't want to get off that because I'm moving and I'm feeling better.
Yeah. Well,
I'll try and stick to it.
Buddy.
Yeah, please.
I'll be your accountability buddy.
Please.
All right, we got to keep this under an hour.
We do. Quick reminder, 855-427-2736. That's the National Parent and Youth Hotline. If you have a major issue that you need to call in, get off your chest, make sure you call those guys.
And if you're wanting to leave a voicemail for the dads for this show, 601 the dads.
601 the dads.
601 the dads. Give us the topic that you're covering or the segment that you're covering and share your story. But shout out to you guys.
Yeah, shout out.
And before we get on to the lesson, I do want to say we're going to try and ramp up the sharing of stories on Instagram, engaging more on social media, whether it be on X, whether it be on TikTok or Instagram. We've been seeing a lot of dads, sticking to the weekly traditions of whether it be Pizza Friday. We didn't have mine on Friday, and I put out a little tweet like I'm wanting to live through the other dads out there that are celebrating Pizza Friday, getting a lot of photos. But we need to start doing that through our For the Dads brand. For sure. I mean, Pizza Friday is Pizza Friday. Like, if you celebrate Pizza Friday. But for the dads and the families out there that are doing their weekly traditions, whether you're teaching your son or daughter to take out the trash to the curb, I know Ruth, she actually asked me the other day, like, Dad, I want to take the trash out with you. And I was like, sweetheart, Wednesday, big day. Wednesday, big day. We'll get you up, we'll get you dressed, ready to go, and you can take the trash out to the curb with Dad. I'll do a little selfie video so that way we just get people on board with sending in videos that we can share on our stories, that we can share on our platforms. And then again, if you're celebrating Pizza Friday, we will be sharing that stuff as well. So just make sure to tag at For the Dads Pod.
Yes. Can I give a good example of that really quick? Colton on Twitter tagged For the Dads, and then he tagged a little video of him this is his words, negotiating with the terrorists. He gave his daughter, she looks like 2-ish, a little cheese wheel, and said, you can have the cheese wheel if you have 2 more bites of chicken. And you can see it in this girl's face as soon as he hands that cheese wheel over. There's no more chicken going down. You are so dumb that you just gave me this. I replied back. I said, hey, even if it didn't, no more chicken was consumed, I still feel like everyone won in this situation. He said, not only was there no more chicken consumed, she somehow swindled M&M in the process. So,
dude, they get you, man.
Shout out Colton for trying.
Yeah.
And shout out for sending that to the boys.
Yeah.
We love to see it.
Thank you, Colton. Should we get into the lesson?
Yeah.
The lesson theme this week, I wrote a little something for you, Sherm.
Okay.
You being a dad this week.
Yes.
So this is around, I guess a letter to dads and potential dads that are having their first kid. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
You're about to be drafted into the toughest league there is, fatherhood. There ain't no bye weeks, no off season, just back-to-back blowouts, mentally, emotionally, and literally. You're going to get pissed on, spit up on, and hit with the tantrum combo that tells you are not built for the A-gap. Don't overthink it. Love hard, and remember, the goal isn't perfection, it's presence. Be the dad who gives a shit. Be the dad who takes the L and keeps showing up. They're not looking for a superhero. They just want dad, in the flesh, in the moment, loving them even when you think they hate you. The days will feel long, but they're fleeting. And I was saying it a couple weeks ago, that kids don't really remember much from their first 4 years of life. No vivid memories, no long-term recall. And at first, that can sound sad. Maybe you'll think, oh, I can miss this or that because they won't remember. And when you sit with it and think about it, it almost feels like those years are for us, the parents, to soak it in, to be needed in the most raw, primal way a human can be needed. So don't get caught up trying to be the perfect dad because there's no game plan, no film study, no depth chart to compare yourself to. Just be in it fully. Put the phone down, rock them a little longer, let them fall asleep on your chest, stare at their little hands and feet, Cherish the little noises they make when sleeping or looking around at the world. Laugh when it's chaos, and love the hell out of every minute you get. You won't remember everything. They won't remember everything, but you'll feel it and they'll feel it, even if they can't recall it. Welcome to the fatherhood, brother. You like that?
I did.
I almost started to fall off the tracks there for a second.
I'm glad that I cried earlier.
Yeah.
I got it out.
Yeah.
I'm really, really excited. I feel like this entire opportunity of just this show, like, is incredible, but like what comes along with it is also like the such a high calling as well. I'm like very overwhelmed in this part of life, and I'm like so thankful to everybody here at Bussin, including you and Taylor. I'm thankful for everybody in my life that has like come around me and supported me, whether that's even people in the DMs or like friends that have called me. It's like a very like undeserved feeling of like there's so many dads out there, and like there's just a lot of dads, but like I'm getting to do this show that's a ton of fun, and now I'm getting the opportunity to be a dad, and I don't know what I'm trying to say other than like I'm just incredibly thankful. And I cannot wait. I'm like terribly excited. And like I said, my crack a cold one is just that I want to hold Scarlett, and I want her to look just like her mom, and I want to like teach her all these fun things, and I just can't wait, dude.
Buddy, it's gonna be awesome. And all the dads, the support, everybody puts their arms around you, because it is the best thing in the world. It is the best thing in the world. It's fucking hard.
Yeah, dude.
But it is the best thing in the world.
Dude, and just shout out you. I'm not like this is so sick. Like this show is so sick. It's so much fun, and the reaction of everybody, but like just shout out you for like being a really good dad. It's not common. You know, there's a lot of dads out there, like I said, but there might not be like a whole lot of great ones or like really elite ones. And you kind of having this like not a higher calling to everybody, but just like a expectation for yourself. It's just really cool that like you're like making being a dad like cool, and like being able to talk about the hard stuff cool, and giving this safe space. Like just a lot of the conversations that we've had has made me so confident that I'll be able to be a good father, and I thank you for that. I'm done. But thank you.
We gotta stop crying on every episode.
I'm sorry. But you're the man.
I love you, brother.
Love you.
You're gonna crush it, man. We're gonna wrap this one
Yeah,
up.
we gotta stay under an hour.
We gotta stay under an hour. We gotta stay under an hour.
hour.
Hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Please make sure to subscribe to our new channel. Share this episode. Share our channel with everybody. Share the brand with everybody. We look forward to hearing that if we should go with the Fatherhood or Papa Team 6.
Papa Team 6.
Shout out to you, bro. You're going to be a new dad. You're going to be welcomed into the Fatherhood or Papa Team 6.
Let's go.
And take out your trash.
New YouTube channel.
What did I say something wrong? Yeah, For the Dad's Pod. Yeah. Make
New
sure you're
YouTube
subscribed.
channel.
New YouTube channel. We are on a new YouTube channel. We're on all different channels. For the Dads on Spotify, Apple, new YouTube channel. Again, spread the good word. All the dad groups, and even moms, wives, you guys out there listening or watching right now, or soon to be dads, or maybe you're not even a dad yet and you're into this stuff and you feel like a buddy of yours or your husband or your spouse, whoever would be into it, please share. Encourage you to share. Just as you can tell, we loved it. We love this shit, dude.
Yeah, it's sick.
Yeah.
And we need to start that Facebook group. I've been getting a couple DMs. I got 2
it'd be
DMs
sick to have a Facebook
of
group.
a Facebook group. And I was like, we actually been talking about that. Chef was bringing it up and Will was bringing it up.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Love you guys.
You did not. Is that on purpose?
It's not on purpose.
It's crazy.
And every time I hear it,
I love it though.
So, I give you this. You eat 2 more pieces of chicken. Deal? Shake on it.